So let's add some more rails. Having this guy here is interesting, but let's add a POL. So one thing I want to demonstrate is actually talking to the parts, and one of the boards I have here is a BMR 465. So I'm going to go back here, clear, and I know I want a BMR 465, and it's actually this exact model. I know this already. One unique thing we're going to do this time though is I'm going to go here, I'm going to go back and set my address here. I know it's a 19, and I also know that I have two of these in parallel. So I'll add one more here, set this to 1A, and because I have this on an eval board, I could have a resistor pin strap set to 1.8 volts. That's something I have just set on the board. If I want to, I could change this slightly a little bit to, let's say, 1.7 volts if I wanted. One thing to note about this pin strap input here is it will set the highest allowable Vout max threshold here and kind of make this a hard limit. So if I try to set this to 2.5 volts, it's going to complain that there's a hard limit of what this can be set to. So I'm just going to leave it as the default for now. And if you want to make that higher than 2.1, you would have to change the pin strap. So going back to the system aspect, I want to go back to that and show that this is now showing up as our parallel devices in our power system. And if we want, for the sake of sketching out the whole system, we can connect this to here just to show that this is how our system is actually working. It's a way of building the model of our whole system, which will be useful for simulation or making sure that the input voltage for these guys is set to what is the output voltage of this guy, of our IDC. Okay, we're going to go ahead and program these parts. Again, I only have this rail 2 set up right now, so I can just right click here and write to the project out. If I did have all the rails in my project set up, I could go up here into actions and write the whole project here too. So let's go ahead and configure, select it again. Alright, so it's configured now, and that means we can turn on. Again, we're set up for PM bus enable, so I can do that over here by turning on rail 2. Before I do that though, let's see it monitor at the same time. One thing you can do is just drag out this panel here, and that way you can see everything all at once. So I'm going to start monitoring here, and I will then turn it on over PM bus, and we'll see it change. And keep in mind, right now I have this board just set up open with no load, so the IOut might bounce around a little bit here. If we click VL bits, you can see all the status fields that we offer. And one more thing we can do is with this monitoring function, you can monitor, but one other thing you can do is set up plots. So over here, I can set up a Vout plot of my entire rail here and create a plot. Appears over here, and you can see when we powered on, and it's monitoring just keeps on going on. And if I want to, I have the window kind of small here, but I can, if I want to, after I'm done monitoring, I could export this to a CSV file, export the whole thing as just a plot image. So it's a nice little convenience feature. It's like we have a built-in logger as well.